All right, here we go. So this is a 2002 Ford van. This is what I'm pulling the disc brake conversion out of. You know, when you do this, you want to make sure you get the entire unit. So it's good that I was able to find one, but I'm going to unbolt it right here, unhook the shocks, and then on the other side here, we got the brake line up top. I'm going to disconnect. I'm going to disconnect the ABS sensor. I'm just going to cut the wire. But the key and the reason it's good to go with one OEM is that the brakes here, this is how they're hooked up. So the factory drum one comes in the same way. They use this extension in here, split. Okay, this is your left side rear brake, emergency brake, and this is your right side emergency brake. And they're all just pushed together, so when you can pop these out, and these are quick releases for the cables, as well as this one right here. So I'm going to disconnect all the stuff and get ready to drop this out. Alright, here it is, ready to get pulled out. I got the brake line disconnected. Okay, you can see it right here. I got the vehicle speed sensor, the ABS line cut, got the bolts ready to come out, got the brake lines off. See, they're disconnected. Here's the one that meets in the middle for the right side, and then the left side I just cut right there. I'll be able to just disconnect it and hook it up to the new one. I got the bolts ready to come out. I'm just waiting for the forklift to come over here to lift it up. Drive shafts off, ready to go. Alright, so here you go. This is how you do it. This is the complete rear end. Everything I need. Emergency brake lines, the actual brake lines right there. Everything's ready to go. It's just going to be swing it up into the van and bolt it back on. And everything is here. I'm probably going to replace those rotors. They're a little worn out, but everything looks good in this one. So, all right. The speed sensor, ABS setup right here. Okay, same as on mine. And this is a 2002, and mine's a 97, so we're good to go. Here's how the brake line is set up on the drum brake version. So I'm just loosening it up all the way so I can get the cables out, and I just got stops like that, so you can get them out easy. So I'll take those off, and I will split it right there. Alright, so you see we got the other one out same way we did in the yard, and now I got this one underneath. I'm just kind of working it in. It's a pain doing the driveway here, but I got heavy duty jack stands in the back, and I'm just going to kind of wiggle it around and work it in and get it into spot. So let me get into place. So let me get this thing all hooked up. Alright, so there we go, all mounted up. Shocks are in. Rotors. I'm replacing those rotors, so I don't care if they're rusted. Springs are all mounted up. I do have to do the emergency brake cable, which looks like I'm going to have to split it right here. And then this one that's already up there will hook right into it. This one here has a piece that like this is the left side cable, and then the right side cable comes around and hooks into this one. So, and it goes through the standard mount holes that are up there. So I'm going to send it through the mount holes, hook it up to this, split it here, and hook it up to this one, and we'll be good to go. And don't forget to remove the proportion valve. Just take the valve out here. Alright, so as far as emergency brake setup, so everything is the same as far as the middle cable here. The rear setup is from the O2, so I have everything set up just like it was in the O2. The difference is going to be this front cable right here. Okay, the front cable on this van with the drum brakes, the 1997 with the drum brakes, is about 9 inches longer. Alright, so from here to here is where we're having problems. So with those 9 inches taken up, we'll be able to have the regular emergency brake setup with the disc brakes. The cable from Napa is like $20, so it's no big deal. I got a new cable coming, and when it gets here, I'll throw it in. Alright, so getting this cable changed out. Okay, here it is, the emergency brake cable. I took the 3 12mm bolts. There's one here, one there, and then there's one all the way up top. It's hard to see, but pull those 3 out and the whole thing is going to come off. Now the hood release is behind it, so you don't have to worry about that. We're just going to yank this thing off of here and then work on the cable where I can get to it easier. And there's also this plug right in the top that tells it when the parking brake is on. So make sure you unplug that also before you pull it down. So now I have it in front of me. I'll be able to get it apart easier. So what I'm doing here with these is I'm putting a screwdriver in and twisting it to kind of spread these tabs and working this thing out. It's not easy. I'm putting a big one in here to kind of spread it out here and spread it out there, and then push the cable through. You can see it's come a little bit, but I'm working it, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, it's out. And I didn't mangle it or nothing. It was a pain to get out, but just got to work it. Alright, so the cable comes through this hole right here. It comes up, wraps around there, and it hooks right to there. So, right there. So the cable comes around, hook it on like a bicycle cable. You just kind of hook it on and then pull the tension. Because it's disconnected at the bottom, you can push the cable. You can push this cable here all the way up, so you got tons of play. And then you're just going to push it back down through the body. Alright, and then in the bottom, it has, let me get down here. It has the cushion right here, is where it sits through the body hole right there, but we're just pulling it out, and here it comes. Now we're going to get the new one and fish the new one back through. Alright, so here's the cable from the 97 drum brake, and here's the cable from the 2002 replacement cable, and you can see we got the same length here. The housing is going to be the same, okay, but then here's the difference here. Here's the end of the O2 with the disc brake, and then here's the difference here with the drum brake. So that difference right there is what we're looking for. Alright, so let me go ahead and throw this one in. I'm just going to slide it up through the bottom, up through the hole, and hook it back up the way I just took the other one off. So let me get that done. Alright, so this is what we're messing with now. Here's the two different pedals. This is from the disc brake version. This is from the donor van. This one is the original one that's coming out of my van. The only difference that I can see here is the part that it curves around is much bigger on this one, which may be taking up some of the slack. But we need it to be shorter. So we need the cable to be shorter. So I'm just going to put this one in and see if this solves my problem. If not, I'm really not sure where the difference is. It's going to be somewhere, and I'll figure it out. So let me go ahead and get this on. And also, you know, the rotation looks the same. I'm not sure. But let me get it mounted up and we'll see. Alright guys, well that was it. I got it. So it was just a different pedal. So now the cable's all up. Got the new one on. I was able to just kind of hook it on and just pull it. And it's got a little slot here for the cable. And now it's all mounted up the way it's supposed to be, going up through there. So let's go up top again and I'll show you. So here it is coming up through the floor. Now the only difference here is that this one, because it didn't have this style of brake, it had the push down brake where you push it to set it and then you push it to get rid of it, to release it. So I'm going to have to get the other panel, there's no big deal, that has this. But this is mounted in now. It's nice. Everything's good, solid. I'm going to go ahead and mount these up here, and we're good to go. All right. All right, guys. So just to recap, the rear end disc swap is totally possible. Again, I pulled the entire rear end from the back of the drive shaft. I unhooked it there. I unhooked the springs at the hangers, took the springs, took the shocks, took the entire rear end, and swapped it over to this van. I took it from a 2002 Ford van and swapped it over to this 97. The only difference and problem that I had is the emergency brake or the parking brake, which was no big deal. I bought the parking brake cable for the disc brake van, and then I just took the whole rear brake, parking brake pedal from the donor van also. The only thing I'm going to have to do is extend the little wire for the light that shows you have your brake on, but that's the only thing I got to do left. But the cable is on, emergency brake, parking brake works fine, the rear end works great. Don't forget the little valve underneath the hood that I just gutted that out and it feels fine. I have no proportion valve or anything. Everything feels fine. I've loaded it up and drove it. There's no big issue. So guys, if you have any comments or anything, suggestions, put them in the comments. Please make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell for further videos. Until next time guys, this is TEPCO Cycle Repair.